Hey crafties, Laura here, and I'm in my craft closet creating fun faux watercolor galaxy cards. This technique is easy, it's almost foolproof, and it doesn't require any specialized equipment or products to get this fun and colorful look. So I used for this card, To the Moon, my current favorite stamp set from Stampin' Up, basic white cardstock. For this card we're going to be using a card base. It's cut 4 1/4 by 11 and then folded at 5 1/2, and we have the piece we're going to be working on. It's going to be 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to have these measurements up on my blog. We're also going to need an acrylic block, just basic acrylic block that you use to put your stamps on. 3 markers. I chose these colors because I want to make it look like a galaxy. They're kind of my favorites right now, but you can use your favorite colors. I'm using Coastal Cabana, Misty Moonlight, and Gorgeous Grape. I'm using a matching ink pad, the Gorgeous Grape ink pad. And also, we're going to need a spritzer that is filled with water. So to create this faux watercolor look on your cards, we're going to apply our ink directly to our acrylic block. This also helps us create a nice straight line on our paper. I'm just going to move stuff out of the way because I can be messy. So again, I picked my 3 colors, and I picked these again so they look kind of galaxy-like. And I'm going to use the brush tips on my Stampin' Up markers and just kind of make some squiggles here and there, just color on my block. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Every time I do it, it's completely different. And that's part of the beauty of it too. Let's use the brush tip. And because these are water-based ink, hence the watercolor faux look, you can go right up against the other colors. I'm not getting any purple on my dark blue. Not going to mess anything up. In fact, it just adds a little extra ink to your block. And Coastal Cabana. Just going to kind of use the Coastal Cabana to go into the spaces that I left from the other colors. All right, so I got my ink on there. I'm going to move my stuff out of the way because I'm going to be spritzing some water. I'm going to breathe on it. These are water-based inks. Here's the paper I'm going to use, and I'm just going to spritz. Two times ought to be sufficient, and maybe a third. Kind of tilt your block a little bit back and forth, mingle your colors, and then flip it over and smoosh it down onto your paper. And if you have a little extra on the edge, I'm just going to take a paper towel and dab it. It'll dry. But you're not putting a ton of water. As you saw, we just kind of spritzed it. So now, while we're letting that dry, I am going to stamp my sentiment. I was thinking I'm going to enjoy this new phase of life. And I'm going to do it in a coordinating color with my Gorgeous Grape stamp pad. Now, if you have a fun color marker and you don't have the ink pad, that's fine too. You can actually color right on your stamp with your marker. I've done it a lot of times when I forget my ink pad and I really want a specific color. Here we go. I'm going to close that up because y'all know how messy I am. All right, that should be dry enough. So I was thinking I'm going to put the moon phases straight across the top. Let's do it in Gorgeous Grape again. Reopen it. All right. Ink her up, kiss, kiss, kiss. I want to make sure those moons are covered in my ink. And straight across. There we go. So real similar. On this one, I had just used the stars. Again, in the Gorgeous Grape, I just used the stars to stamp across my galaxy background. So now to finish off the card, we're going to take our card base, and we're going to adhere our front. Let's use dimensionals. Here I didn't, but I am such a fan of dimensionals. They make everything just look a little bit fancier. I just love these colors. Galaxy colors, it's always fun. I've always been a fan of the night sky. Oh, did I get a smudge? I will put a embellishment over that later. There we go. We're just going to stick it onto the top. Enjoy this new phase of life. There we go. I love this technique because you can use any colors to fit your project or mood or whatever you have in your stash. So thanks for joining me today at Laura's Craft Closet to learn how to do a faux watercolor technique on your card. If you enjoyed this simple stamping technique, I'd love it if you would subscribe. Visit me at laurascraftcloset.com. So thanks again for joining me and see you soon. Happy crafting!